Welcome back to Views with Hughes, Culture and News. This is Jerome Hughes. Now, let's go ahead and get right into it. Now, the Fantastic Four trailer has left much of the internet feeling a bit underwhelmed, especially those who expected more from Marvel Studios. Now, for many, watching the Fantastic Four trailer actually felt like revisiting that whole W Division era. Except now, Marvel seems to think they've learned something by concealing the gender swap Silver Surfer in the Fantastic Four trailer, despite the reveal already being made last year. Okay, so before we go ahead and get right into it, be sure to smash the like button, share the video, follow across social media, and subscribe to the channel. Okay, so with all of that anticipation for the film itself, you'd actually expect the Fantastic Four trailer to be the biggest topic of discussion, particularly since it's supposed to revive the MCU in the summer of 2025. But instead, nothing but silence. It's like everyone is still holding out for something else to rescue the superhero genre from its downward spiral. You see, the Fantastic Four trailer should be reigniting the excitement itself, okay? But instead, it feels like it's just simply extinguishing it. Now, Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards, as we've seen in the Fantastic Four trailer, look, I loved him in The Mandalorian, but here, he's just basically, seems like he never took off the helmet. There's no weight. There's no sense of that he's the most intelligent man on Earth in the Fantastic Four trailer. His delivery seems like he was reading off of a teleprompter at a boring family gathering, not leading one of the Marvel's most legendary teams. Okay, and then there's Ben Grimm, who we all know as the Thing. The CGI for him looks incomplete, lacking warmth or even soul. Even the old Michael Chiklis suit had more presence in the Fantastic Four trailer. Now, the visual effects for the Thing in the Fantastic Four trailer actually comes off as, seems like a work in progress instead of a finished product, okay? Now, as far as the casting is concerned, none of these choices feel like a grand slam. Now, Vanessa Kirby might make a decent Invisible Woman, but that's about as optimistic as it gets. Now, the guy playing Johnny Storm, I loved him in Stranger Things season 4. Didn't want him to get killed off in that season, but where exactly is the energy? Okay, where's the energy for that character? I want to see the charisma and stuff. Want it to be better than what Chris Evans brought. The Johnny Blaze here doesn't ignite. He just fills out, and the casting in Fantastic Four trailer feels more like is they pick recognizable names rather than actors who truly embody these particular characters. Okay, now let's be real here. Marvel is aiming for a 1960s aesthetic, which could be a nice nostalgic touch, but in the Fantastic Four trailer, it actually seems more like they're trying to go ahead and rely on style to cover up for the lack of substance. It seems like they're actually hoping the retro vibe would actually distract from the weak storytelling and shallow character work instead of adding depth. The period setting in the Fantastic Four trailer it feels like a decorative mask, okay? But let's be real here. The real issue itself is that the superhero genre may be running on fumes. Now, with Captain America Brave New World, as well as Thunderbolts, and now this. If these films flop, what's left? The Fantastic Four trailer alongside the upcoming Superman film might be the last hope for keeping the genre relevant, okay? But then there's also the issue with the Silver Surfer situation. They've gender swapped the character, as you all know, basing it on the weird storyline where Shia LaBeouf takes on the role as Silver Surfer. Now, sure, this may be tied to the multiverse concept, but in the Fantastic Four trailer, it doesn't have her in there. It comes off as a gimmick rather than a meaningful creative decision. Now, instead of crafting a compelling arc, it feels like Marvel is just simply ticking off diversity checkboxes for the Fantastic Four movie and the Fantastic Four trailer rather than making an authentic narrative choice. Okay, but that's no surprising right there. And honestly, I'm not feeling excited, okay? I'm feeling a bit meh. The Fantastic Four trailer didn't have that one moment that made me want to rewatch it. Now, no scene that made me say, I got to see this movie again, or I got to see this movie now. It's all the same old formula wrapped in an old package that doesn't quite come together. And the Fantastic Four trailer lacks that particular spark, that wow factor that great trailers deliver. Now, honestly, we're at a bit of a crossroads here. Now, if Marvel doesn't recapture what made these characters resonate, their heart, their struggles, and heroism, we may be witnessing the end of an era. The Fantastic Four trailer itself should have been a beacon of hope, not just another forgettable summer blockbuster. Okay, now we also got to be real that the Fantastic Four trailer could mark a turning point, but it has to do more than just introduce familiar characters in new costumes. But it also needs to explore what truly drives these heroes, their challenges, and how they rise above them. Okay, but I'm not sure that can happen. But here's the bigger picture. It's not just about the Fantastic Four itself, nor the Fantastic Four trailer. It's about where the entire MCU is heading. Now, if this trailer fails to reignite that old excitement, it could actually signal a deeper problem with the franchise's future. Now, audiences need innovation, soul, and most importantly, a reason to even care about these heroes again. Now, honestly, ever since I was a kid, I remember when superhero films were more than just a spectacle. They were about characters overcoming personal struggles, about the hard-fought triumph of good over evil. That's what seems to be missing here. But in the Fantastic Four trailer, these characters seem to be striving towards that, but they feel like they're hollow figures moving through an artificial, lifeless CGI world. But judging by what we've seen, I mean, it looks like yet another origin story. Now, how many times do we need to watch the Fantastic Four gain their powers? Okay, now this may be another angle. It's not just repetitive; it's also uninspired. Now, the comics offer so many rich stories that Kevin Feige refused to do, such as clashes with Doctor Doom, cosmic adventures with the Silver Surfer, the male one, the complex dynamics within the Baxter Building, and yet here we are, possibly watching them get hit by cosmic rays once again. And then there's also the issue with the dialogue. It's short, I know, but the lines in the Fantastic Four trailer are forgettable at best, cringeworthy at worst, and where Reed Richards even said, "We make a point to do a family dinner every week, Sunday at 7 on the dot. No matter what, we are all here." Is that supposed to be heartwarming? Sounds like a sitcom banter, not the script that of a high-stakes superhero film itself. But other than that, this movie is meant to lay the groundwork for the future MCU phases, setting up major characters and events like Secret Wars. But if the foundation is shaky, how exactly can we actually expect what comes to stand strong? Okay, now the MCU under Kevin Feige has been struggling since the Infinity Saga ended. You see, Endgame was a peak, but what followed has been inconsistent mess. Now, sure, there have been standouts like WandaVision was a creative high point. Spider-Man No Way Home had its moments, but overall, the franchise has lacked direction. Now, this new Fantastic Four entry looks like it might be another misstep rather than a revival. And that's simply just my opinion about it. You don't have to agree with it. That's fine. Superhero films have actually dominated the box office for years, but even the most devoted fans are starting to feel the fatigue. The genre doesn't need another reboot. It just needs fresh ideas. I mean, just look at all the other genres. Comedy's excellent, adventure's excellent, horror has seen a resurgence with new, better concepts. Action films are evolving with stronger character-driven narratives, and superhero movies itself need the same kind of reinvention, if you will. But instead, the Fantastic Four trailer presents another reboot that leans too heavily on nostalgia rather than delivering something truly compelling, okay? And then there's also the competition for the summer films, the box office itself. This summer, Fantastic Four goes up against Jurassic World, and that franchise isn't necessarily in the best shape either, except for, Universal Studios in Orlando. But at least it has dinosaurs and a dedicated audience looking for a spectacle. Now, if Fantastic Four struggles to compete, what does that say about its appeal? Now, the Fantastic Four trailer should have been an event, something that got everyone talking, but instead It's just another drop in the endless content stream, easily overlooked and quickly forgotten. Now, the Fantastic Four trailer needed to be more than just a teaser. It needed to be a promise, a sign that something great was on the horizon. But right now, I mean, looking like just another misfire in Marvel's shaky lineup, okay? And we all know that. But other than that, let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Also, be sure to include any additional details or thoughts you might have on this particular topic. If you enjoyed what was shared in this video, go ahead and smash the like button and share the video for our White Social Media. And if you haven't done so already, enjoyed all the content that I put out there, go ahead, subscribe to the channel, click bell notifications so that way you'll be notified of future uploads and updates. Until then, peace.